Kano Council bans women from meeting lovers in public places at night. Rano local government area of Kano State has banned people of the opposite sex from meeting together in public places at night. Then why don't put that in the title? Why didn't make it specific to women only? I'm so confused. What? Because who would the women be meeting? I'm so confused. The bylaw enacted to this effect is as a result of the reported cases of immoral activities between girls and boys, including divorces. Wait, including divorcees. Oh, okay. I didn't read that well. Lovers can now only meet at daytime to discuss, the local authorities stated. Wow. The local government information officer Habibu Faragai said the council chairman Dahiru Muhammad announced the law at a security committee meeting attended by residents and traditional leaders. Muhammad noted that the committee had raised alarm over the high rate of immortality in the local government area, adding that the concern guided the council to come up with the new law. He said the law was meant to sanitize the council area of immoral activities occurring during night discussions between the opposite sex. The council boss directed the state Islamic Police Isbar Board, of course, and other security agents at the local level to ensure compliance and arrest defaulters. Also, the district head of Rano Manir Tafida Abubakar called on the village and ward heads as well as imams across the council to ensure that residents comply with the new law. Tafida Abubakar said there are about three major issues bordering on immorality happening in the area and had become a source of concern to residents. Parents must welcome the decision and support it. If parents do not cooperate and such things happen again, the affected will face the consequences of their negligence, the traditional ruler said. The state government had banned opposite sex from boarding the same commercial tricycles in 2019. Of recent, the Kano State Isbar Board banned the use of mannequins to display clothes by tailors, supermarkets, and boutique owners in the state. Isbar Commanders-in-Chief Utaz Harun Mohammed Sani Ibn Sina said the use of mannequins by tailors, boutique owners, and others contravenes the provisions of Islamic injunctions. He added that the agency would educate them on how Islam frowns on the use of mannequins and its officials to apprehend and prosecute offenders. Despite the public condemnation, the destruction of beer and other alcoholic beverages by the Isbar has continued in some northern states, including Kano. For instance, in November 2020, about 1,975,000 bottles of beer estimated at 200 million naira were confiscated and destroyed by the Islamic police in Kano State. Meanwhile, during the recent wedding reception of Yusuf, only son to President Muhammadu Buhari, and his heartthrob, Zara Adobayero, whose father is a traditional ruler in Kano, these backups were nowhere to be found. Surprise, surprise. Also, secular songs have vehemently been frowned upon. They were played on the party with young northern men and women dancing to them. All these have attracted punishments to Kano Hisbah or from Kano Hisbah in cases where poor Nigerians were involved. Okay, cool. Really and truly, what can you do? Listen, if the people there do not protest to this, if the people are fine to be led like this, because obviously majority there is Muslim, it's totally fine. Yes, there are Christians there, but listen, we can't start saying human rights, express your thought. Listen, look at the place you want to argue that kind of thing or try to, push that ideology. Listen, if the people have let themselves to be led by this Isbah for a long time with banning alcohol, banning mannequins, banning, then that's like, and the people don't protest to it, meaning that they do not have a problem with it. I'm unsure as to how the citizens there have been living for all these years, but then they understand themselves. I highly doubt that this is very much pushed by just the religion only, of course, with culture as well, which, really intertwines and interlinks with religion. It's really hard to find where the root of all these things are, but you can definitely say that cultural influences are a main driving force as to why these laws are put in place. So yeah, all this is very much like is it a surprise? They ban mannequins, they ban alcohol, they ban music, they banned people of the opposite sex being on the same public transport. So is this gonna be the one that's gonna shock you? Yeah, so again, it's like, what can you really say? You're just gonna have to live with it. You're gonna have to do, because you cannot pretend like as if, of course this bar is not constitutional. It's not a constituted authority. So you can argue what grounds, what basis, what right do they have to keep pushing these laws and all that. But they don't. But then, because of the environment that they're in, they're emboldened and they will not be questioned or held accountable for anything. So that's it. We actually move. If you have a problem with it, the citizens have a problem with it, they should go and protest it. They should go be like, you know what, we don't want this. If they don't do that, we are going to move. I mean, it's not like as if these are one of the pressing issues that we should be worried about. But, it is what it is. I mean, to be honest, if I like, can an example even work with like a certain imam that was basically ranting and ravaging the whole place because they basically calling the government for action because I think Northerners were killed. I'm not sure where, but that prompted a whole aggressive, proactive, very much fix it or this will happen. They even, in fact, they threatened Christians and said that, we are going to, they literally threatened Christians and say, if you don't do this, we're going to threaten Christians. So yeah, it's not like they don't have the vim or energy to fight against it or revolt against this. So it's like, really and truly, we are not going to, as Nigerians will say, take Panadol or paracetamol for another person's headache. That's it. Somebody here says, work to the architects of this so-called amalgamation. Let them not rest in peace, O Lord. Oh wow, you have merged humans with wild animals. It's sad. I think it's sad because it's the lack of awareness of the people as a whole there. Because I'm not saying that the South is amazing in terms of self-awareness. We have our issues too, but they need to be critical and understand that they are literally being oppressed by the leaders that they depend on so much to lead their communities, be it traditionally or religiously, because they play different rules for themselves. So it's like, what? They play different rules for themselves. So what else do you want? What more do you want them to prove to you? It is what it is, to be honest. If they want to change it, they can sort it out themselves. But what I think, don't forget to like and subscribe.